one. Here we go. Gonna be following messik out of the gate as he spawns with Mega immediately. A lot of the spawns really seem biased towards some of the heavier power-ups, which usually means it takes a moment to go get weapons. But right now, messik's got his hands on rockets, rails, heavy, and red armor, and Mega. What else does he need besides LG? Now he's literally got everything. So he's routed the map. deathr0w has nothing but scraps.
Yeah, deathr0w is playing quietly here, waiting for an opportunity to open up this next engagement, but no. Oh, wait a second. That was actually way more damage than probably should have come out there. And now messik, though, controlling the high ground, getting 2 rails in a row, and will easily be able to collect this Mega health due to the fact that he's got very strong control of the map.
And he's feeling good about this teleporter exit being a viable thing to spam. But he's up 1 frag at the moment. deathr0w's gone a little bit quiet as Blue Armor's about to come back up. He's going tip-top shape for messik. Can hear deathr0w moving back over towards red. And messik's not feeling too bothered about getting there quickly. He's just ready for the fight. Misses the initial rail, but deathr0w popping back out of the teleporter and rocket jumping right back in to escape the fight, but messik is hot on his tail. And deathr0w's going to have a tough time getting away. He's done just enough damage to make messik go back in for this Mega, which deathr0w also thought he could make a play for, make a bid for. Not going to happen.
Whoa.
But messik is down to 1 HP. The red's not even up. He's got to get out of here.
Huge combo from deathr0w there. This should actually swing control of the map into his favor here. He just needs to track down messik, and that should be a frag as long as he can catch up to him. messik still with only 50 HP.
Yeah, he's actually done
But
well
deathr0w unable to really. Oh, they're gonna clash here. messik's still very low. Both players low, in fact.
Yeah, deathr0w's feeling a lot better, but he hasn't found messik. Messik is staying nice and quiet, taking what armor and health is available to him. But I can hear an LG hum up above. That's dangerous. messik feeling a little bit nervous about it, but coming back in for nice at 50 health and ready for this LG fight. But he comes rocking with the shaft out, but he's not making too much of a connection. Like, a lot of screaming, not a lot of damage. Nice.
messik is again down to a sliver of HP. deathr0w just can't seem to find the frags, though. I think he'll be more than content to collect this Mega health, but on the other side of the map, messik actually grabs the red armor. So I don't know if I agree with this passive play from deathr0w. Obviously, he's way better than the game than me, so I'll let him make the decisions, but it seems like he's failed to capitalize on several opportunities now where he's had a massive stack advantage.
Absolutely. I mean, this is good damage coming out of him here, but that last shot pretty much means that messik cannot chase. He's got to take what health he can, but he's looking for 1 rocket from above, and that's been the one thing that hasn't really been happening. Is most of these fights have been kind of, you know, the same tier versus the same tier and just running at each other with LG and rockets. Not a whole lot of like really clean spam damage, but it's going to be deathr0w tying things back up, setting the timer back to 12 minutes, and escaping with Mega health as well. So he's got a good route towards armor. I'm not sure if messik's going to justify coming out for it.
And I want to give a big shout out to TimCon Land for the big host. 100 viewers sent our direction. That about doubles our viewership. So welcome to everybody joining from the TimCon Land stream. We hope you enjoy your stay.
Nice venue too.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of the second round of this tournament. It's top 16 bracket, double elimination, $2,000 to the winner, or the winners, I should say, of this tournament. deathr0w now with a pretty healthy stack advantage, although not a oh, here comes the red armor. It's going to be a fight for the red. messik forced to back out.
He's doing pretty good defensive damage down here at the red, though. Making his way back over towards Mega. Wanting to catch messik down at the yellow armor, though. And messik's not really willing to go in for the dive, but that does allow messik to scoot over the top and maybe make it to the Mega first and just stay defensive behind that safety rail. It's one thing I really appreciate about Diabolical. It's got more safety rails than I've seen in any other shooter. Very safety conscious, these guys.
I gotta say, messik is hitting so many clutch rails. I feel like he would be at a massive disadvantage if he wasn't connecting time and time again. And in this fight, both players very, very low. Going into it, 1 rail will kill either one, but it's actually the Weeble. That's the first Weeble kill I've seen.
Okay.
I'm literally the first one I've ever seen.
And same here
too.
I need to start taking a mental list of what like sound and like graphic assets I need to make for streams, just because yeah, there's gonna be a lot of little rare opportunities like that, but it's put them back up into a tight game, 2-2. And with messik here, moving down towards red, he needs a bit of armor, but he wants to frag more. Like, he's feeling good about it. deathr0w hasn't managed to get away with the mega. messik has a slim opportunity to make some free damage here, especially catching deathr0w on the jump pad. A mid-air rocket just as the red is about to spawn back up, and sneaking a rocket over the top, alley-oop. And boom goes the dynamite.
Did deathr0w just give up after he got mid-air rocket? He just like stopped moving. But now deathr0w in a terrible position, eats another rail, so he's got to run and hide. He cannot, and messik is now up 2 frags with just a couple of minutes here left on the map.
All right, but messik certainly had a great stack as well. Just cutting off red armor. If that rocket was a little bit later, it would have been absolutely flawless, but Ego alert messik. He's still going to be piling down the rockets from above. And afar, it looks like. I mean, this is going to be a good escape from deathr0w, but messik's got to decide what he wants more, frags or armor. deathr0w doesn't know where he wants to be. He's thinking he's going to be sneaking away, but it's actually messik's lack of ability making, or of decision making abilities, that's putting him in dire straits.
Yeah, deathr0w's in a really rough position here. He still has plenty of time to work with, don't get me wrong, but he needs to wrest control of this map. He's lacking items, he's lacking stack, and this should be a kill. Yes, it is, and messik taken down somewhat low, but still plenty of stack to work with as this next armor comes up. He'll be looking to control the mega and the red in this next engagement, and deathr0w caught out once again. Lucky to avoid that railgun shot.
Yeah, it's tough to get caught mid-map, but deathr0w manages to escape, get a red armor, but can he get away with much of it? I mean, these rockets are just saying that, no, it's not really worth it. And deathr0w puts himself in the corner. It's not a good idea. It's going to be another quick frag for messik. So deathr0w quickly losing all of his early game advantage.
It's really coming down to these rail shots connecting or not. The pincer shots, as it should say. messik, time and time again, has been able to get them when they count. deathr0w still with a huge deficit here. But deathr0w, when he's put in the corner, when he's up against a rock in a hard place, he's not connecting with those clutch rails. And that's really given messik the advantage throughout the course of this entire map.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and the fact that messik has finally gotten the idea of like, hey, high ground is good, rails are good, rockets from above are good. It's just really been a barrage from him, and yeah, able to get red quickly, able to get mega quickly. Threw him out of there with the Weevil and is on the chase, and the chase is good.
I think we're frankly seeing some desperation come out of deathr0w here, but it may pay off. He actually is going to be able to turn things around. He doesn't have much of a stack to work with, but he does collect the frag, does deny the red armor. He doesn't have any good weapons though. Just holding on to. Oh, excuse me. He does have better weapons than I thought. Never mind. But he's still not in a great position here. messik with the superior stack, very close though. Oh, this fight is actually pivotal for deathr0w.
It's a really bad fight not to have a rail in, unfortunately. So deathr0w is going to have to leave it up, come back from another angle. But it looks like his angles are going to get flooded with shaft. 2 direct rockets. messik is on the run, and deathr0w is going, you know what? Fine. I'm just going to take armor. I'm going to take health. I need to not die anymore because I'm running out of time.
That was actually just what deathr0w needed, though, to try and shift the momentum, try and change things around. messik has no stack to work with, and
no smoke.
Wow, is that a Weeble into rail combo?
Rail into Weeble, yeah, combo, yeah. Tried to get away, tried to puff out, but it didn't work out. So 4-9.
So still down 5 frags here, but deathr0w has quickly gotten 3 directly in a row in about the course of 25 seconds, and deathr0w moving quickly, and the desperation has now turned into confidence as deathr0w looking to control this map, will take the TP, trying to find messik out of position, but messik smarter than that. He knows he needs to play slow. He's got some time to work with here, and he can't engage.
Unfortunately for him, deathr0w is also looking at a fantastic stack, and that's giving him plenty of time to just control away the yellow as well. He's not actually going for the pickup or the self-damage. He's looking more for the frags right now. Ooh. But when it comes to these LG fights, like, the Weeball helps, and it got him out of that fight, but if he had stuck around with it, the shaft coming out of messik would have been trouble for him. Where are the rockets going to come from, though? deathr0w has now got to leave. He's lost every advantage he's had. Fortunately, he's able to recover on red.
Okay, finally a rail connecting here for deathr0w. Oh, really hyper-aggressive play by messik for that mega health, but deathr0w finally connected with several rails in a row. Very slow, very low HP and armor for both players here. deathr0w with a slight advantage. He wants to fight here. He needs to fight here. He's only got a couple of minutes left before the golden frag starts to tick down. Oh, and messik just kind of outplaying, even though deathr0w is finally hitting the shots. messik has gotten the mega right under deathr0w's nose, gotten the red armor right under deathr0w's nose, but here it is, the frag that he needed, and just 3 frags separate these players.
He's buying himself time. He's adding time to the clock. He's bringing this down to a tied match. But at the tail end of that frag, he's only like 80-80, so he's got to put some pressure on this red. It's about to pop back up. No challenge from messik just yet, but messik's got the mega. And so with deathr0w coming back in mid-map here, he's kind of begging for an LG fight, which historically have not gone his way. But he's looking and listening for messik here. He's out for blood. Doesn't want to jump into the smoke. Smoke is kind of interesting. It's more of like a dome than anything else. Like when you're in it, you can't see out of it, but you can see in it, and vice versa.
Golden frag.
But here we go.
Remaining.
The next frag from messik will determine this, unless deathr0w can get, what, 4 in a row?
Oh, no.
Let's see if he can get a mega first. Now we've actually got messik barreling down on him. deathr0w wanted to get out of this atrium long before this. Now he's got to play defensively.
All right, actually even stacks here. However, messik, all he needs is 1 frag to end the map. And these rails, again, when the trade should be happening, deathr0w is not connecting. Although still able to continue to stack up here. As both players very stacked going into this next engagement. deathr0w on the bottom side of the map, messik controlling top.
But still, deathr0w is just playing the don't die game. And down here at the 50 health hallway, it's not a great place to be, honestly. Like, sure, there's 50 health, but it's a really easy way to get pegged down and shut into a corner, which is exactly what happened. 10-6, messik taking the first map of the day.
You know, it ended up being a fairly close one in the end, but it still felt just like messik was coming out on top every single engagement. deathr0w, of course, was able to claw back some momentum towards the end, but messik, every single time that they were going at it, it just felt like he was in control, a little bit calmer, a little bit steadier on the LG, a little bit steadier on the railgun, and no time to analyze because we're going straight into this one. Bioplant, let's go.
Here we go. It's going to be deathr0w getting a spawn by red, which gives him access to LG and a short jaunt to rockets. But he's going aggressive with the LG. He wants to get back in here, take over the rail, throw down a slowdown Weeball, and do all the damage with that LG, taking over the frag, taking over the weapon, and I'm not even sure if Mega was taken in that engagement. Oh, the rockets on rockets, shoved into the corner, but 2 direct rockets out of messik are going to give him the frag back.
All right, next red armor will be at 55. Mega health will be spawning momentarily. messik knows it. In a great position to collect. deathr0w will try to do some damage into there. Oh, a great mid-air rocket. deathr0w, the one thing that has connected for him have been these direct rockets. deathr0w in a bad position, bring out the melee.
He got the hit and didn't even take the 9 damage he had left, so he's still alive here somehow. And those melee hits aren't your grandma's gauntlet. It's 100 damage, and it's going to be enough to push messik over and just mess him up. deathr0w got away with it, and I'm not sure that was legal.
I love that the melee actually saved him there because it pushed messik into the corner so he couldn't chase. And again, deathr0w's hitting these mid-air direct rockets. And while messik does collect the mega health, he's still not stacked by any shape or form. Both players with very even stacks here. Oh! deathr0w was holding the high ground. Does give it up in favor of grabbing that red armor. Mega health is still some time away. So the players will probably engage as is.
Yep, and messik staying defensive, 100-100. Good initial rocket, wanted a rail to follow, but couldn't quite commit to the shot before getting around the corner. Is it going to be worth diving in for this red, though? Well, he's taking the top, taking rockets. Can hear deathr0w getting close, but the red armor's closer. So messik's back out of there. Might meet him back at Mega, but now you can hear deathr0w up top. messik's going to get nice and sneaky. Going for the rail. Nice setup, nice angle. Good hits. But that slowdown weave, I mean, there's a corner right there. Like, you're fine. It's smoke and the slowdown all at once. Jeez.
All right, deathr0w lucky to be able to collect this red armor before messik can make it there to deal some damage. So does even things up to an extent. And oh, another direct rocket. messik dealing incredible damage, and that's going to be another kill, evening the scoreline to 3-3.
All right, but messik here has a little bit to work with at the tail end of that frag, but he's like waiting for red, and he's gonna get his shit pushed in here. He's finally able to get the pickup, but he is just getting punished for it like nothing else. He's doing enough defensive damage, and the fact that he got away with that at all is just impressive. But he's got to be really careful crossing over. He didn't go for the health, he's going for the armor instead. If deathr0w shows up, and he did, but messik just pulled him out of midair. Holy shit. messik should not have gotten away with that.
Yeah, messik definitely knew exactly what the game plan was there for deathr0w. They were both low on stack. deathr0w was going plus forward, and this fight should be going to messik. Of course, he's got that superior LG. Whenever we see them go at it toe-to-toe with the LG, it's going to be messik coming out on top for the most part.
That seems to be the trend indeed. Just a couple more frags to pick things back up. messik staying up top, but you can hear he's running out of rockets. That Mega's not quite there. Oh. And yeah, this is going to be one thing that could be a surprise to a few people, but rockets do actually do a bit of lip damage. So you can hit somebody from beneath or at the ledge and manage to knock them around a bit, which is a nasty surprise if you're messik. But he managed to get away with the Mega, scooted on over towards the red, and now he's back in full stack control. What is deathr0w going to do?
Look at that stack. 190, 190. I think he's got to open it up with the railgun here, or hit some cheeky rockets around corners, which he's doing exactly. And this gives deathr0w the opportunity to get them to slow.
And they end up taking each other down. Which means it's just going to be a fresh spawn fight over the red armor. A fight that deathr0w's taken, but messik has won.
messik is really, really impressing me with his fragging ability in this match. And deathr0w seems to have the advantage when it comes to rocket launcher, but almost everything else is going the way of messik when they're engaging. Tight corridors. Great rail, though. deathr0w snags away the mega health. messik still continuing to fight.
Oh, couldn't get away.
Just in the nick of time. That's a great play by deathr0w to deny the red armor here and get the frag, giving him quite a bit of a stack advantage now. With 2 frags separating these players, deathr0w has the opportunity to even things up.
But here, deathr0w just down by the handful, but not really hearing messik at the moment. There we go, he's going to escape through. Yeah, that cord is interesting. Like, once you see them cross that window, they're pretty much gone in the map. Like, they can disappear wherever they want to, and that's where deathr0w has to get some info back. Hopefully using the Mega to bait him back out, and this is going to be traded rails for the moment. Slow weaves out. But deathr0w back in here for the fight over the heavy. And no challenge from messik whatsoever. Oh, and these little sniper shots from messik are just messing up deathr0w. Just another direct, and he just stops for a second like, really? Really? I just ate that right between the eyes. Fine, great. I just won't go around corners anymore.
Oh, man. What a great series of combination of plays here by messik. messik will grab the mega health as well. Lots of damage dealt, though, by deathr0w. And deathr0w's opting to challenge here. Another direct rocket. But still, deathr0w down and out in this next engagement. Both major power-ups were picked up in a row here, so deathr0w's going to have to run and hide and bide his time.
It is buying him a little bit of time. He's done enough damage where messik can't just go completely aggressive. Especially with these direct rockets, they're going to be fairly even on the stacks. deathr0w feeling a little bit greedy with 50 HP. He's railable and still peeking these corners. Not advisable. Red's going to be back up for deathr0w. You can hear messik not too far away. They're going to be trading rails once again. And he's coming back in for it. He cannot take another one. And he's just hoping to get quiet and get some health. Moving back over towards the 50 health room. I mean, it's got 50, it's got yellow, but it's not too useful for getting out of. But it's a nasty room. Great rail on the crossover.
Oh yeah, such an important rail here for deathr0w. He's going to take that as a cue to go plus forward. 1 HP. 1 HP. No! You've
and it's
got
enough.
To be kidding me.
It's enough.
messik. Or should I say deathr0w? I'm not sure if that was a great play by messik or a misplay by deathr0w. Surely he couldn't have known that he was only on 1 HP.
Oof. One more rocket? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, just keep shooting him up there. He's stuck. That's what choke points are all about. Same thing here, and messik's going to get to the same old problem. There it is. deathr0w officially tying it back up, 8-8, setting the clock back at 12 minutes.
And an exciting game we've got on our hands, Jahar, of course, in the Juked Diabolical Duel Cup #1. We're in the second round of the top 16 double elim bracket here, and it is coming down to it. A great direct rocket, though, by messik. This is going to be a Q to go plus forward again. deathr0w collects the mega health, but he's going to die anyway. messik now takes a 1 frag advantage with only 4 minutes remaining on the clock.
And I'm not sure how he got away with that rail, but I'm sure he's thankful for it. And another one. He's just capping him off at every single corner now. Turning the table indeed, getting through the teleporter, and deathr0w had no idea what was up. Well, messik is what was up.
Crucial rail for deathr0w, keeping his dreams alive here. It's now do or die. The pressure's on for deathr0w to make something happen. He doesn't have a lot of time left. Oh. Fortunate stuff. messik now with the 3 frag lead. Just 2 minutes left on the clock before that golden frag starts to emerge. And deathr0w needs some momentum. He needs a big direct rocket, a big rail, something to open this up. Maybe mistiming the mega health as well. That thing is not up. It's not coming up.
Yeah, this is trouble.
Much to deathr0w's dismay.
He's got the time. I mean, this is like a little bit of the calm before the real storm. He's managed to get it close enough where he's feeling comfortable. But time is ticking. messik has lost sight of deathr0w for the moment, which is bad news since deathr0w has such a good stack here. It's going to come down to this first hit. An initial LG goes to messik. deathr0w didn't get any love from that, but he knocked him down lava a little bit. messik was anticipating a play through to the red armor, but deathr0w is heading off the other direction.
Yeah, this is not necessarily good for deathr0w here. Plenty of time for messik to get in position before the mega health spawns. He's got good timing on it. He will collect the mega health from the high ground, dropping down. deathr0w in a terrible situation. It's gone from bad to worse, and deathr0w fragged out by messik here. Now with a 4 frag advantage, only 1 minute remaining. Of course, we are in a golden frag scenario. Oh, if deathr0w maybe just didn't know the timing on the red armor or just didn't have any other options. Down 5 frags. Oh! Will reply.
Nice. Yeah, this is going to be tough to come back from, especially with the momentum we've got here from messik, but he's light on armor at the moment. deathr0w knows it. He wants a fight right now. He doesn't want to spend too much time having to wait for the mega and the red, just because it's time lost. And, you know, the stack is stack, and it keeps him from dying to that golden frag, but still, he's got a little bit of time to extend the timer, but it's about to run out. The next frag from messik
Golden frag.
will give him the match, give him the map, and give him the round.
It just feels like deathr0w has been a little bit lost. His timings are off. He's showing up 10 seconds before the power-ups are coming here. Almost every time. Although he still has a big
coming out of that
advantage
teleporter.
Here.
Yeah, that was
1 minute
a big
remaining.
opportunity. But with deathr0w taking away another mega, like, he's got enough fuel for the trip. It's a long trip, though. And he's not catching messik with any free shots. Yeah?
This is why I like golden frag, because deathr0w is down 4 frags, but he's got the stack advantage. So truly the onus is actually, he's got the advantage actually, I would say, going into this. He's got to equalize 4 frags, but he has the map control to do it.
Just has to, you know, not mess up. Easy as that. Taking away another mega, and if he continues this this chain of item pickups, I mean, it's going to have one effect, really. messik's going to know exactly where he's at all times, and he's going to be stuck in some choke points. So deathr0w has to watch his back. But now it's messik going in for the red armor. LG on LG. Who's going to come down to it? This is a grindy fight. Like, even if deathr0w takes this one with 2 HP,
oh, no.
He's not going to. Moot point, moot match, and it's going to be messik moving forward in the upper bracket.
GG. messik
indeed.
just superior fragging ability is really what separated these two players. I think the brain plays were there for deathr0w. Big direct rockets, but in general, it just felt like messik was in control when they were going head to head, and that's what eventually gave him the win here. So messik will continue on in the winners bracket here in the top 16 into the third round. deathr0w will be dropped down to losers round 2. Still plenty of time to go today. If you're just joining us, my name is Fishsticks. That is Jahar. And we are casting the Juked Diabolical Duel Cup #1. $2,000 is on the line. And big thanks to Twitch for sponsoring the prize pool. So Juked organized this thing, got some love from some folks who bumped it up to $1,000. And then Twitch was like, screw it, we'll double it. So big shout out to Twitch for making it happen.
Completely unexpected, more than welcome. And I'm sure we're going to be having another match here very shortly. We're going to take a quick break, see where we're at with the other quarterfinals in the upper bracket, and maybe get to a semifinal here very soon. Don't go anywhere.